I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people.
When Katt Williams walks into a room, Hollywood listens, or at least they start sweating a little more than usual. The man's made a whole career out of tossing lit matches into piles of celebrity secrets. But this latest firestorm, it's a full-blown inferno. We're talking about the night he went straight for Beyoncé. Not with jokes about her dancing or her chart records, but with a swipe at the very core of her queenly image, her role as a mother. Williams didn't just hint, he detonated, tossing out the idea that Beyoncé, yes, Beyoncé, might not even be the real birther of Blue Ivy. You could practically hear the collective gasp echoing from Twitter to TMZ, the kind of gasp that only follows the unthinkable. Is it possible that all these years we've been sold the ultimate pop fairy tale while the truth was hidden behind hospital curtains and family non-disclosures? Williams says, the truth is bigger, juicier, and a whole lot messier than anyone in the BHIV dares admit, since social feeds are brimming with threads dissecting every blurry hospital photo, every mysterious moment from the 2012 birth. Hollywood insiders whisper, always off the record, naturally, that Beyoncé's hospital stay for Blue Ivy was as strange as it gets. There were stories of entire wings at Lenox Hill being closed off. Security tighter than a GQ party with Diddy in the building, staff allegedly being shuffled and silenced, and visitors being turned away for security reasons. The official line was privacy. But for years, rumors have simmered about how private things really were and who exactly checked in and out of that lockdown maternity suite. The most persistent rumor that Beyoncé never delivered Blue Ivy herself, but instead orchestrated a top-secret surrogacy. And here's the kicker. The alleged surrogate might be none other than Destiny's Child's sister, Kelly Rowland. Think about the timing. Think about the ironclad silence that followed. No Instagram birth story. No classic, just had baby paparazzi shot. And then there's the matter of Kelly Rowland herself, courting Beyoncé sometimes with a kind of urgency that goes way beyond old-school friendship. Industry folks, especially those who have been in the Destiny's Child orbit, keep replaying a very specific moment. The night of Kelly's 31st birthday dinner, an intimate gathering with Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Solange, and a few trusted insiders. When Kelly left that dinner, she was visibly in tears, enough to catch the attention of paparazzi who don't usually blink unless there's a brawl or a wardrobe malfunction. Nobody knew why, and Kelly never explained. Some chalked it up to nostalgia, but those who know these women insist something else was bubbling under the surface. Was it the weight of a secret shared only in whispers? A secret that would explain not just her tears, but the deep, almost maternal ways she's bonded with Blue Ivy ever since.
You want to relax, but then after just a short amount of time, you can't wait to do something again?
I don't know how to relax.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't like to get a massage. I don't like to...
Oh.
No, I don't.
Oh, I like to get a massage.
Yeah, I go a little far. The only time I can really relax is on a boat, because then I have no excuse. I'm stuck, and I have to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Every time Kelly is caught on camera with Blue Ivy, there's a tenderness, a watchful gaze, the sort that sets off alarms for those paying attention. She posts tributes to Beyoncé for Mother's Day, always mentioning Blue, always lingering a little longer on family photos. She goes on record again and again about the loyalty and friendship within Destiny's Child. But the subtext sounds more like someone affirming the foundation of a secret alliance. One industry veteran who claims to have worked logistics on the Coachella reunion still remembers Kelly hovering over Blue like a bodyguard, almost like she was making up for lost time. That's the kind of anecdote that doesn't make it into press releases, but it sticks in the mind, especially when paired with Kelly's sudden uncharacteristic.
Our first guest is one of the biggest stars on the planet. Please welcome my friend Beyoncé.
And then there's the way Kelly refers to Jay-Z, not just as a mentor, not just as the husband of her best friend, but in her own words, my big bro. After Jay-Z's pointed at Grammy's speech, Kelly praised him to the skies, declaring, "Sean Carter is one of the greatest men I know, and his words ring so loud to me." She can't stop talking about how much his words matter. The devotion is palpable, and honestly, the closeness is almost uncanny for two people who, on paper, should just be in-laws by circumstance. A Destiny's Child road manager from the late 2000s claims the group's inner circle used to joke that Kelly was the glue that kept Bey and Jay together, always smoothing tensions and handling awkward situations behind closed doors. But what if that glue is more than just PR polish? What if it's the residue of something far more personal, like a family arrangement that changed the stakes for everyone involved?
No, I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work.
Of course, for every whisper, there's always a fan armed with Instagram receipts. The Knowles Carter camp is notoriously unified, always appearing at public events as a flawless front. Beyoncé posts about Kelly's new singles. Kelly rocks Ivy Park in public before the rest of the celebrity world even gets their hands on the press boxes. The cross-promotion is relentless, but is it genuine friendship or the cover story of a family tied together by something bigger than music? We had a moment for the Super Bowl. Kelly once said about her Destiny's Child sisters, "Now everybody's asking about other things if we're going to do other things." We're like, no, we're still doing our solo things. It's always the other things that nobody wants to name outright. But the real tension in the story simmers where the public never gets to look. Behind the closed doors of the Knowles Lawson family and the Carter dynasty, Tina Knowles has referred to Kelly as one of her daughters, blurring the lines between family and business even further. When pressed, insiders close to Tina say the matriarch always makes space for Kelly, almost as if the loyalty is rooted in something deeper than decades-old friendship. Remember, Kelly moved in with the Knowles family when she was just 11, a fact Tina still talks about in interviews. That's not a casual connection. It's a lifelong bond. And in this story, every bond is a potential clue.
Family out tonight is a family affair. I saw your mother-in-law so proud of.
Yeah, we're going, yeah.
The body language at public events is flawless, but behind the scenes, there's an understanding. Every business deal, every tour, every calculated move. Each one perfectly timed to maximize headlines and minimize the mess. Jay-Z's own public confessions about surviving emotional breakdowns and shutting down feelings only fuel the fire. "You have to survive," he once said, talking about his own emotional withdrawal. And that's a line that's been dissected in 1,000 comment sections by people who think survival in this marriage might mean keeping up appearances no matter what.
Beyonce and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them.
And if it's all about the image, then any fracture, any hint of something out of place is a problem for the brand. That's why the whispers about Jason's of stepping outside the marriage. Every time a new allegation pops up, be it from a music industry insider, a former rival's memoir, or a Sharpied fan with a long memory, the couple clamps down tighter, pushing out an even slicker narrative. "We want you all to get it right," Jay-Z told the Grammys crowd. But in private, the goal has always been to control the story before anyone else can twist it. Some sources insist the couple's tattooed ring fingers are less about romance and more about reminding each other and the world that they're tied together for life. Whether that means love or just the mutual benefits of a billion-dollar partnership. If anyone thinks this is just tabloid noise, they haven't been watching the Knowles Carter machine work. But there's no amount of PR muscle that can smother every spark. The marriage may be a fortress, but every fortress has cracks. Just look at the timelines. Jay-Z's parade of alleged affairs and exes. Beyoncé's cryptic lyrics and visual albums full of coded messages about betrayal, forgiveness, and revenge. It's all there for anyone willing to look past the glossy filters and see what really keeps this empire standing. The question is, how much of what we see is strategy and how much is truth? And if even the family itself is hiding something as explosive as the real story behind Blue Ivy's birth, what else have they kept from the spotlight?
I want to ask you about Jay-Z's album. I think it's genius. Like all of his projects, I thought it was really...
Their legacy has always hinged on spectacle. Sold-out stadiums, moon landing moments at the Super Bowl, magazine covers that declare Beyoncé and Jay-Z not just as artists, but as a unit beyond reach. Yet for every flawless photo, there's an undercurrent of calculation, the kind that gets more obvious the closer we look. The more we track this empire's every move, the clearer it becomes. Nothing about the Knowles-Carter marriage has ever happened by accident. We're not just talking about synchronized album drops or well-timed public apologies. Insiders in the upper floors of record labels, executives who've been at the negotiation tables, talk openly, at least off the record, about how the union was brokered as much in boardrooms as in bedrooms. Several former Rockefeller affiliates even described their early relationship as corporate courtship, with the ink on the first music contract barely dry before talks of merger and expansion began.
And it was just shocking to me, and I said, no, actually my son is a CEO. She didn't think of him
as even their most intimate moments seemed designed for the cameras. That infamous elevator incident, Solange going ballistic on Jay-Z while Beyoncé stands eerily calm in the corner. Every second caught by hotel security and then released to the world, triggering a tidal wave of speculation. Was it spontaneous, or was it damage control by a team obsessed with shaping every headline? One former Destiny's Child manager claims the couple's PR machine is so relentless, it treats every scandal like a marketing rollout. They treat a crisis the way most people treat a remix, the manager joked to us. But the humor barely covers the chill of that admission. Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could. Dig deeper, and the real foundation of the marriage shows its cracks. Jay-Z's tangled web of rumored affairs is longer than a Grammy red carpet. Names like Foxy Brown, NS's ex Carmen Bryan, even whispers about Jay-Z cozying up to Aaliyah before her tragic passing. A recurring theme runs through all these stories: non-disclosure agreements, carefully orchestrated media silence, and behind-the-scenes payoffs. Foxy Brown has denied any inappropriate relationship with Jay-Z, clapping back in icon business, Miss Wit, that fake news NDA, ain't AMF alive, could stop my story. Still, every few months, the rumor mill turns out a new angle. Maybe this time the NDAs expire. Maybe this time the truth spills into daylight. What stands out is the pattern. Every scandal lands with a thud, only for the Knowles-Carter team to come back stronger, more united, more unstoppable in the public eye. Beyoncé herself has never been one to drop names, but her art has always been soaked in subtext. With the Lemonade album, the world got the most explicit confession of betrayal and mystery. Who was Becky with the good hair? Did Beyoncé's visual metaphors and pointed lyrics reflect the chaos inside the marriage? Or were they a brilliantly engineered rebrand crafted to show vulnerability while tightening control? 3 industry veterans swear Beyoncé's team combed every lyric for potential lawsuits, while others maintain she was absolutely telling on Jay, but always responded with his own admission, revealing that music was their therapy and that emotional shutdown was his method of survival. It's one thing to air dirty laundry, but when the laundry has been perfectly pressed for public consumption, how much of it is real?
Yeah. When I get home, I'm like completely lazy. I don't want to clean. I don't want to do anything but try to recover. It's my job to give 100%, and I feel like, you know, I've been allowed to do what I love for so long. I love my job, so the least I can do is give my all. You know, you do.
The pressure of this facade seeps out in unexpected ways. Friends of the couple describe the household as part war room, part soundstage. Every visitor, every conversation is measured, recorded, analyzed for leaks. Even holidays are managed by handlers. When the Diddy lawsuit started pulling Jay-Z and Beyoncé's names into lurid headlines, their legal teams moved with military precision, quickly scrubbing their association and providing alibis so airtight you'd think the FBI had ghost-written them. One Hollywood lawyer admits their biggest asset is secrecy. They're not protecting a marriage. They're protecting the balance sheet. But that kind of pressure can't just evaporate, especially when the world is always hunting for the next slip, the next scandal, the next piece of evidence that everything is more business than bliss. Where does that leave Kelly Rowland? The deeper we dig, the more obvious it is. She's the pressure valve, the emotional fixer, the friend who becomes a shadow in every family drama. Tina Knowles calls her a daughter. Jay-Z treats her as family. Beyoncé publicly adores her. But after that dinner, after those mysterious tears on the sidewalk, we can't ignore the suggestion that Kelly is bound to this family by more than just memories of girl group tours. Her statements about friendship and long-lasting loyalty sound suspiciously like coded messages. Signals to those watching closely that some bonds are forged out of necessity, not just nostalgia. When y'all truly, genuinely love each other, y'all got each other's backs, Kelly once told BuzzFeed. But the way she overemphasizes loyalty makes us wonder, Are these just the platitudes of sisterhood or the veiled admissions of someone carrying a family secret that's not hers to tell?
And very, very honored that I got the response and the open heart, and people welcomed the album. The love I got from the country community tonight really made me feel so seen, and I'm very...
Kelly's public life remains an intricate dance. She's at every event, every premiere, always showing up in Ivy Park or hyping Beyoncé's latest project, while he turns around and boosts Kelly's solo music in return. One might chalk it up to perfect PR, but the repetition and intensity Kellys need to defend the family against every slight to stand by them no matter how hot the headlines get starts to look more like a silent pact. Oh, things I will never understand, Kelly said after her viral run-in with Jay-Z, brushing off the speculation that their chemistry is anything unusual. But for a woman who's supposedly just a friend, she's forever at the epicenter, never drifting too far from the couple's orbit. One former Destiny's Child publicist said it best. There's the Knowles-Carter family arrangement would take. Imagine living your entire adult life under orders to smile, pose, and maintain the world's most valuable brand, all while suppressing the truth. If the surrogacy theory holds water, then Kelly's emotional breakdowns and moments of visible anxiety are the natural result of secrets that never see sunlight. We're left wondering if those moments, terse in public, ambiguous statements about loyalty, and endless declarations of love are just the surface symptoms of a much deeper sacrifice. And if she truly is the mother behind Blue Ivy's existence, her role becomes both tragic and essential. The kind of Hollywood story that would shatter everything if ever confirmed,